when Obergefell passed, I had this conversation with so many of my pastor friends. They were afraid to speak about it, and there's this whole, you'll lose your 501c standing. Well, that's never happened in the history of our country, number one, but they're afraid. What they're really afraid of is people in the church that will say, wait a minute, I have a gay son, or a grandma that says my daughter is lesbian or whatever. They're afraid of that. And third, they're ill-equipped, in my view. They don't understand the ramifications. Was it, I always get this wrong, was it Justice Stevenson who said the real test of Obergefell is not in the gay marriage, it's in the religious freedom? When they knock on the door of the church and say, you will, and you said it in your book and you said it just now, they don't want approval or acceptance. They want affirmation. They want celebration. They want endorsement, or you are hateful. You tell a story in your book about referring to a woman's hand. Would you share that? That was remarkable.
Referring to a man's hand, a biological man who was a friend of mine, right, back in the gay rights days. This is just part of my biography. This biological man who thought that he was a woman, he and I would sit in the kitchen and talk about the Bible, because he had been a Presbyterian minister until the fetish of transgenderism, along with the medical unmet issue of dysphoria, collided, and he started to live full-time as a woman, taking enough estrogen to be chemically castrated. I had, I shared I was speaking on a college campus, and I said something about being in the kitchen, and Jill, which is, I only know this person by that name, until actually he gave me his library of theology, and that's when I first found his real name was in a book. But, Jill putting a large hand in the kitchen over my hand after I said, what if Jesus is real and what if we are all in trouble? And this student, shot up in the back and said, that is transphobic. You cannot say that a transgendered woman who is a biological man has large hands. And I said, well, what do you mean I can't say it? That's just an objective truth. I'm 5'2". My hands barely cover an octave. Jill's, 6'2", that's an object, no, you just can't say it. That's transphobic. Well, but, large is a descriptive adjective. It's comparative. It's not, no, you just can't. I said, but what if it's just true, objectively true? And the student said, you can't say that. Your truth hurts my reality. And it left me with this moment of sadness and realization, because this is the world I helped create, that we have now gotten to a place where truth is rejected, not because it's false, but because it hurts. And this is where evangelicals have to realize sometimes we just say things like, but it's so obvious, or the problem's out there in front of you, or 2 + 2 is 4. Well, okay. But under postmodernism, and if you are trained under postmodernism, you are discipled under it, that doesn't matter. The mystery of the gospel that we love, that is the contradiction of postmodernism that they love. And we need to connect with that. We need to understand that.